you ever wanted to document your reading in a way that feels tangible and concrete? So many of the apps that you can track books through are really valuable. Storygraph is great, Goodreads is great, and I love to be able to get the collective of what people like about the books that they're reading. But for me this year, I really wanted to take the time to journal about books and keep an independent log of what I liked about books. So often I find that when I am looking on apps for what people are reading, you get a mix of people who really loved or really hate something, which often means that you end up with every book getting a rating of 3.5 to 3.8. I wanted to embark on keeping a book journal because it allows me to keep an independent idea of what I liked about a book before going and logging on apps. So this is my book journal. I started this in 2024, but like many projects in 2024, that quickly fell apart. And I have been keeping this now for the books that I've read in 2025. And I really enjoy the format of putting the cover of the book here and then writing a little bit about the book. If you follow my shorts or my Instagram, you'll see me posting reels or shorts about these book journal spreads. And it just gives me an opportunity to contemplate on the book and talk about it in a way that is valuable to me. And this is, obviously I am sharing these publicly and I'm sharing my thoughts and opinions publicly, but I also want the opportunity for that to be something that I keep for me, isn't a digital log. And there's value in tracking apps and there's value in why I use them, but I use them differently than the contemplation of keeping a book journal. I like this one for Accidentally Amy because of how much pizza is eaten in the book. A little bit of this is the fact that I just want to use up all the washi tape that I have, but also it kind of gives me a chance to take the place and time of the reading and write about what is good and what is bad. There are some books that I've read that I read The Year of What If, and while that was not a book that stays with me, the joy of reading it at the time was good. And I tend not to go back and look at my previous Goodreads reviews or even my previous Storygraph reviews, but I'll go back and look at my book journal and be like, oh, what did I think about that book in the moment? I try to keep this as I am reading books. I am now behind by 4 books, which is rough, but my hope is to keep this book up and to keep the book journaling up. And I'm curious about what other people do for maintaining their books. I love the bullet journals and the tracking and those sorts of things where people put in all sorts of information about the books, but I'm really of 2 minds about that. One is that I don't have the time, I think, to really invest in a lot of different stationery and different tracking methods and things like that, but also whether it would be worth it to me to truly invest in a tracker of how many hours it took to read that book, or how many pages it was and things like that, and whether that information would be valuable to me in the future. I love all of the aesthetic videos that some people post about their book journals, and I'm a little obsessed with watching them, but I don't know whether I have the bandwidth to do more of that. But I wanted to post a video this week. I didn't get a chance to post one last week, and I feel a little bad about that, but I know that consistency is important. But I wanted to talk about my book journal and why I've been enjoying keeping it. And one of these days I'll get some stickers for this journal to jazz it up a little bit. For the time being, it's just a plain little red journal. Anyway, that's all for today.